Hi, this is Mark from Tranquil Carnivores. Today we're going to be showing you how to cook some pulled pork on your smoker. We're going to be working with 4 pork shoulders. They've already been prepped. They've had the skin removed. They are bone in. We like cooking the bone in the competitions. That's what we'll be using here as well. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to inject these 4 pork shoulders with our injection we have pre-made here. It's mostly apple juice, some hot sauce, and some seasoning. That's going to help with tenderizing your meat, adding some flavor, and helping it stay juicy. We use apple juice because it's an acid, so that will help with tenderizing the meat. We're going to try to get about a cup of injection per shoulder. I wouldn't really say there's a set volume per shoulder. You kind of will know. It'll start just kind of oozing out instead of taking on any more. So when you're doing the injection, we want to be going with the grain. And you want to be squeezing as you pull out. You can kind of see that big section of the shoulder just swelled up with all the injection as I just got that in there. And then we're going to move about an inch over and just do it again. Okay, so we have our pork shoulders all fully injected now. We've moved them all into one tray because they're going to start leaking out some of the juice. You can kind of see it underneath here. We don't want that to be washing off the rub as fast as we're putting it on, so I'm just going to start transferring them over to this other tray here, and we have a rub made up. Usually we use a lot of salt, a lot of brown sugar, and paprika in our pork rubs. And you're just going to be pretty generously sprinkling it on, and this is going to help form the bark in the end. Okay, there, so we have our 4 pork shoulders fully covered in our rub. We're going to move outside to the smoker. Okay, so we're outside cooking on Weber Smoky Mountain here today. As you can see, it's less than ideal, probably charcoal smoker conditions on this lovely, balmy January 23rd. We just had the smoker open, so the temperature's dropped a little bit, but usually pretty much like with any meats, we're looking for between 225 and 250 for the cook temperature. I'll see if I can get in here and you can see, not that it matters that much. So we have our pork shoulders on the WSM now. This is pretty much it for the next 2 or 3 hours. We'll check them. Okay, so we've had the pork shoulders on for about 5.5 hours here. They're getting about the color that we'd like to see them before wrapping, so we're going to go ahead and wrap them. Now, normally in competitions, we'd probably put some stuff in with the wrap, like some brown sugar, some apple juice. We're just going to just wrap it straight up here today. Okay, so they're all wrapped up for another probably 3 or 4 hours, and we'll come back and check maybe in about 2. Okay, so we got our 4 pork shoulders. They cooked for just over 10 hours. They're all about 190, which is pretty good for being able to pull them, but we're going to let them rest for at least an hour. Normally we would probably take the tin foil off and wrap them in plastic wrap and then in towels and toss them in an old cooler. But just given the time of night that it is, and normally we're only working with 2 at the competitions, we're going to just go ahead and use our oven. I've heated it up to about 300, and I'm just going to turn it off, and we'll just let them kind of hang out in there for an hour or so. Okay, the shoulders have been resting for just over an hour now, so we're going to go ahead and unwrap. You can see there's lots of juice left in from being wrapped. If you remember, we didn't actually put anything in with the wrap. We just wrapped them in tinfoil and away they went. So this is just the juice that we've captured. A lot of that's probably going to be the apple juice that we injected in the beginning, and then some of the juices in the meat anyway. So we had one question someone was asking us about the bark being really dry. This is the fat side, so it's going to feel a little mushy anyway, but you can tell that there's nothing dry or crispy or tough about the bark the way that we've done it. I think that probably what was happening is it wasn't being rested long enough and it maybe wasn't being wrapped. So if you try that, that probably will help a lot with the dry and tough bark. Usually when we do bone in, the bones usually come out pretty easily. This is still pretty hot to touch, but we'll get it. And then the bone just came clean out, no fight at all. The other thing that someone was asking was they find that it can be really hard to pull even at that temperature. Normally at our comps we have different gloves and we can kind of dig right in, but I'm going to use forks for today. So yeah, you can see it's just going to kind of break right apart, right, no problem. So it shouldn't be a lot of cutting, it should just kind of fall apart. That was pretty easy to do there. We're just going to walk through one of these for the video. We have 3 more to do after this, but see there's still lots of juices inside there. Just kind of falling apart as I